Welcome. In front of me I have the VIVO V50 and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device and its specifications. So I'll just first open it up. It comes in this very tragically packed foil right here. So this almost makes me feel like it's been repackaged by some at-home means. Let's see if the phone itself seems to be new. And here we get paperwork, charging cable, Type A to Type C, and a case. A gray one, or gray, more like black one, matte finish, pretty nice. So I'll drop this back in here and then take a look at the phone itself. Yep, this sure shit looks like it's been opened. Pretty sure that's not how a new one would look like. So I just want to point that out. Just in case there's any kind of scratches. So yeah. Anyway, let's get in there, take a quick look at the display, but it looks pristine, so that's good. Okay, let's move this to the side and boot up the phone. Now on the pictures, at least from GSM Arena, which is where I'm getting all the information from, this phone, at least in the pinkish color, looks a bit bland and kind of cheapish, but this specific version right here that I have actually looks pretty nice. I do like the design. It's different. The phone is thin. It has a plastic back, but it feels pretty nice, and it's all rounded, so it feels nice when you're just holding it. So yeah, it actually looks like a pretty decent device, at least appearance-wise only. Now, let's go into specifications and start off with the display, which is a 6.7-inch display with a 1080 by 2394 or 92 pixels per resolution, and that is, if I can find it, 338 pixels per inch, AMOLED display, HDR10 Plus certified, 120 Hz refresh rate, and a peak brightness of whopping 4500 nits, so it can get pretty bright. Covered with a diamond shield glass, whatever that's supposed to be, and also covered with a pre-applied screen protector. Thank you. Now, if we flip it over to the back, we have our what looks to be a dual camera setup, and these actually look like both of them are usable. And yep, they actually are. So both sensors are a 50 megapixels. One is f1.9 aperture, the other one is f2.0. So the 1.9 is a wide one, the 2.0 is a 119 degree ultra wide one, and we can record videos up to 4K at 30 frames and 1080p up to 30 frames. That's disappointing. And then at the front we have another 50 megapixel sensor, f2.0 aperture, wide sensor, and does the same thing, 4K 30 and 1080p 30. So in terms of kind of recording capabilities, this device kind of doesn't deliver. I would really like to see phones do 1080p 60, like come on, it's not that difficult. It's 2025. But this phone can't. Okay. Now I want to point out that the processor in here is, I'm sure as shit, capable of delivering 1080p 60, no problem, as of video recordings also are kind of capped by the processor capabilities. So the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 that this device is packing should be capable of that. Now, apart from that processor, we also have a whopping 6000 mAh battery in a very small phone, as in, well, thickness. To point out, this is a this right here is a S25, the small one, and you can see it is thicker by a visible margin, and this only has like 4,000, something along those lines. I don't remember if it's exactly 4,000, but it's definitely less than the 6 that this one has. Now, the reason for this whopping 6K battery right here is because it's using the silicone carbon battery type. So same kind of physical size of the battery yields you a higher capacity. So instead of having, for instance, 5,000 that this phone would normally have, and now it has 6. So that's pretty good. And we can charge it at also pretty respectable speeds of 90 watts. That is obviously with the charger and cable. That we only have cable, we don't have a charger provided, so you have to buy one. Now, the phone itself comes with at an entry price 128 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM, being powered by or being UFS 2.2 storage type. Yikes. And it can spec up to half a terabyte with 12 gigs, which is what I have right here. Again, only UFS 2.2. And that being said, the base entry of this device would run you nearly 600 euros. And there's no way in hell this is correct. So, well, that's interesting. They have a Type-C plug right here, so no crap gets in there. But come on, you plug in there. There we go. So I'm gonna double check it, just because 600 euros for this seems a little bit excessive of a price. And we are looking at, let's quickly see. Holy shit. Well, this seems to be an accurate price. Wow. Now, the reason I'm pointing that out is because this phone came out a couple months ago, so I'm not like on time with this, but I want to point out that literally at the time of recording this, I think today or yesterday was the premiere of the CMF Phone 2. Now, that will be a most certainly much more viable option. So I'm going to quickly open it up. Actually, the actual name is CMF Phone 2 Pro, apparently. So this costs nearly about $600. The CMF phone costs $250. And you get smaller battery, unfortunately, with a smaller charging at 33 watts, if you don't mind sacrificing that. You also get double 50 megapixel sensors, wide and telephoto, and 8 megapixel ultra wide. Get expandable storage, 8 gigabytes of just total RAM that you can have, and a Dimensity 7300 Pro processor, which would be equivalent to what's right here, if not even a little bit faster, at less than half the price of this. So if you don't need to get this phone, there are better options that will be less impactful on your wallet while delivering virtually the same kind of experience. So I highly recommend checking out, like I said, something like the CMF Phone 2 Pro, as that is, again, newly released phone, but it already is the new reigning king of what would be the budget, or not even budget, mid-range phone for nearly budget price. And it seems like most companies can't even compete with that kind of price tag. Now, it will have a little bit of a cheaper build, as it is made out of plastic, but other than that, it doesn't sacrifice too much in terms of what I would say matters, which is things like, for instance, the display and speed and just general performance. In that kind of aspects, it delivers, and it delivers at less than half of this. So I recommend checking that out instead. Now, with that being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.